It denotes our total dependence upon him. It says that I can't get out of this unless God help me.
That's right.
Yeah. It tells us that we depend upon God's mercy to forgive me. That's what worship. So Lord, I need you to forgive me. It's the power to deliver me. To bring me out of what I'm in. As one, it shows our unfriend's love for who he is to us and all of your Lord and the majestic elegance that belongs to him. That's what worship. It says to God, you're majestic, you're holy. There's none. There is none like you. Say it.
No one else can touch my heart like you do.
Glory to God.
I could search throughout eternity long.
And what did you find out in your search?
There is none like you.
God wants to hear that. Because if there's nothing like him, then that means there's nobody can do for you. See, you are his child. And the thing that God longs for the most. Can I share something with you? Don't go back and tell your pastors or your church members. Don't tell nobody this. You keep this to yourself. We have been, when I first came to church, one of the first notable scriptures that I ever heard that was repetitive and we got beat across the head was, you're going to go to hell if you don't pay your tithes and your offering. And I didn't bother to read it because my pastor said it. You don't read behind the pastor. That's what we were taught. Loving God is a personal relationship. You don't do an injustice or insult your pastor if you study. As a matter of fact, any intelligent pastor wants their people to study, so you won't have to be preaching to rocks. We can progressively move if we got an educated class. For you not to read or study is to say that I am enslaving you and you believe what I did. And so I didn't read for years and years and years and years. It was only after I started passing myself that I went back to look on the Holy Spirit had told me, go and look at that. And I had to preach on, the power of the tithe. And so he said, now, quit reading that scripture and go back and look at it. He said, don't read it, go back and look at it. And I had never looked at it for over 20-some years. I just heard him preach like everybody else. It's a money giving thing. Give it the tithe, bring the tithe, bring the tithe. Brought the tithe to the church, and then we come to find out a little later on that the tithe went to the priest. Okay, well that's even more help to us preachers. So all of them that weren't preachers, they became preachers and became priests because they don't get the tithe. And I come to find out and read why God said what He said, that I will curse you. You will be cursed with a curse because you won't give me my tithe. And they never read the rest of it to us. And they said the reason why God was like that is because when they came to bring him the tithe, they brought him withered up fruit out of the field, and they brought him lame animals. And here's what he said, because you have dishonored me. God said, you wounded me. You broke my heart as good as I've been to you. You got all them cattle, and you come bring me some sick, lame cow. All of them vegetables, you come bring me the stale, rotten stuff. You dishonored me as a father. And he said to Jacob, you disrespected me. He said, further, I will curse you with a curse to remind you that it was me who brought you. Yes, sir. He said, you didn't give me my respect as a father. That's why he said, I'll shut up the windows of heaven. Yes. But if you bring them back, he said, I'll open them up. That's what he said. He said, bring all the tithes. Now what they had done, they had robbed God for years. And he said, bring all those tithes that you had not given. Go back and calculate and bring me all my tithes. Now watch this. Because the priest had to go back to work. Look at these preachers sitting up here, dozing off, sleep, tired, go out, callous on their hands. Because you won't bring the tithe. You want some of this? You want? What? put this on YouTube. He said the priest left the temple. God, let me tell you something. The Levites belonged to God. They were holy unto him. And he said to the Levites, y'all don't have an inheritance. Y'all can't get what the rest of the children get. All the other 11, they can get it. But he said, you're the only one that won't ever own anything like they own. You don't get no blessing like that. Everything you get is dependent upon the people. And the people say what? You mean to tell me I got that kind of juice that if I don't give it to him, he won't eat? Well, you better get your cup and start begging. You know blind Bartimaeus? His cup is still up. You better go get it. Because people, they found that out, that the preachers' lifestyle depended upon them. The people went crazy. And God said, now, what happened was that when you quit giving to the priest, and the priest had to go back to work to support that big family they were having, because them preachers won't have no 1 and 2 children. That's right. They were having multitudes of children. Do you know why they were having so many children? Because they had to have a lineage of priesthood. The priesthood had to live. And only priests could produce priests. And if the priesthood produced children that were going to follow in their footsteps and saw how they were going to be treated, that's why the preacher children is out in the street today cussing and hoeing, because they see how tough people treat them.